record. Hello, welcome to this little interview I am doing with the lovely Helen Kimber, who actually joins me in Hertfordshire, Harpenden, Hertfordshire, from Preston, aren't you? You live near Preston, is that right?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, or whatever time people are watching this. So Helen and I met through business networking recently, because within Athena you can visit groups free across the country, and so people are making connections with people much further afield. But with my Arbonne hat on, I wanted to, as I have been doing in the series of interviews with qualified professionals, is find out a little bit more about what Helen does and her areas of speciality and her thoughts around food and healthy living at the moment. So, because as you know, with my Arbonne side of things, that's a very big part of what we do, is helping people have a healthy lifestyle. But sometimes people have just something else going on that it's quite good that they work with someone qualified in food and nutrition. So Helen, tell us a little bit. Your business is called Hero Lifestyle, is that right? And you're a nutritionist. And so tell us a little bit. You also do yoga and Pilates though, don't you?
I have a master's degree in nutritional medicine, and I'm currently working with the National Centre for Eating Disorders to have an add-on qualification with that. I'm a member of SCOPE, which is a huge organisation with regards to global obesity. And then I've practiced yoga for 30 years, and I'm also a yoga teacher, and I'm a personal trainer and fitness instructor. So I combine the whole package, if you like, with my clients, because I don't think you can have one without the other, really.
Agree. And we've talked about the fact that you have sort of three areas of passion that you've kind of covered there. You've got the gut health, you've got stress management, and you've got also eating disorders, like you say, which has a whole spectrum, doesn't it? If you're on SCOPE, but then also we're talking eating disorders that can go the other way as well. So why did you get so passionate about that? What led to you doing what you do now?
Well, I've always really been from a very young age, I've always been interested in fitness, and I was a gymnast and did ballet and things like that. So I've always done that. But I've also always been really interested in nutrition and nutrition education. So prior to setting up my business, I'd worked in the nutrition industry for quite a while. But then I went into nutrition education, and I was a food and nutrition teacher. And then about 18 months ago, I set up Hero Lifestyle, and I've become quite, very passionate about working with people who have nutrition issues, because particularly in schools, not just the students, but the whole, you see a whole range of society in schools from a different age group, from students through to the staff. And there are lots and lots of people who you see with underlying nutrition issues, let's say. So you might have young people with image issues who end up going on diets or what have you, or overeating, or really unhealthy diets. You have staff who have spent years on various slimming regimes, yo-yo dieting, or staff who get really stressed, who then are emotional eaters. So there's loads of things like that. Plus the fact then you've got all the issues I see people with irritable bowel syndrome and inflammation. So there's a whole range of things that you can, I feel, and I know I work with clients who you can really tackle problems and help solve their problems using really good nutrition advice.
So when we say, for example, healthy living inside out, it really is truly that it comes from the gut, isn't it? Your gut brain and your brain. Tell us a bit about Hero Lifestyle. Where did the title of the business come from?
Right. The title of the business it comes from two things, actually. Hero is a very powerful yoga pose, the hero pose, and on the logo is a man and a woman sat back to back in hero pose. And then the the other side of hero is my first two initials are my name is Helen, H and E. So that's the HE bit. And the RO is Robin, who is my husband, because he has been an absolute hero, supporting me in giving up a full-time job and setting up my business. And so it's a two-pronged thing, really. A hero, as in being strong for the pose, but also it's got a little personal slant to it. But the strapline is be your own hero, because I want people to inspire themselves and be self-motivated to be the best they can be, and to provide themselves with the best nutrition they can put into their bodies by educating themselves. And I tend to work more on a coaching rather than you need to eat this for breakfast or that for lunch, and never put people on a diet. So by being their own hero, they learn to work with themselves, and they get given the tools to know about what exercise is best for them and how to deal with their problems, rather than looking at some photoshopped image on Instagram, for example.
And what would you say the main mental roadblocks, I guess, for some, or challenges you have to work through for someone you're working with who might have an underlying gut issue, but it's been there for so long, or the obesity side of things, or the eating disorder side of things? Is there a commonality in some of the challenges people face in making a change?
I think, Kate, the main thing is there is so much confusion. There's so much confusion with people reading things in the press or listening to things on the news, and discussing various things. And there is so much confusion that people don't quite understand the basics of nutrients. And lots of people do, don't get me wrong, loads of people understand, but there's just this real confusion. And so working with people, completely peeling it back and explaining and getting them to understand that whatever you put into your body, whatever fuel you put into your body, if you go on as many apples you can eat every day diet, or the Mars bar diet, you will lose or gain weight if you are taking in too many calories, or burning off excess calories. It's a balance, unless you have a metabolic problem like thyroid issues, and there are things like that you can work with. Or if you're really stressed, that can have a massive effect on your adrenal glands, that then have an effect on your thyroid gland, that also has an effect on your gut. So this massive machine, this amazing machine that we call the human body, we really, really need to learn to treat it from massive respect from what we put into it. And I don't think we as a society do a great deal of that.
And I think also that information is not necessarily in the hands of the people who need it the most.
Yes.
And what they get blindsided by instead is diet this, low fat that.
Absolutely.
When actually the thing that is low fat or diet is the thing in itself that's doing you damage on a repeated basis.
Absolutely.
A burger for a day isn't going to harm you, but a burger every day for a month is definitely going to harm you. But it could be the same could be said for things that were traditionally healthy. So, for example, have your dairy, have your, drink your milk, sugary fruit, that kind of thing, with your 5 a day. It's actually got to drill it down to what that is. And there's the whole element of not having too many sugars, I guess, as well, isn't there?
Absolutely. And for that's where working with people on a one-to-one, you can actually look at their diet and make, and as in diet, not slimming diet, as in their everyday diet.
What they eat, which is what diet means. Absolutely. You're preaching to the choir. Yeah.
And make it very, very bespoke, because for some people, eating too much dairy can be problematic. But for other people, eating loads of fruit or loads of dairy is absolutely fine. It depends on you as a particular person. And for some people, yeah, they might want to eat a burger a day, but is that going to be of good long term? You know, there's this thing with vegetarians, and I'm a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian for 30 years, but now there's like loads of vegetarian food, vegetarian burgers, vegetarian bacon, vegetarian sausages. All they are really is fast food without meat in them. And if you actually look at the ingredients and look at the additives, and the same applies to things like fat and full fat foods. Oh, you know, it's really bad. It's been vilified. But if you look at the ingredients of low fat yogurt, for example, it's got fillers in it. It's got artificial flavors. It's got artificial sugars in it. The body, I don't feel that the human body is designed to metabolize those things. We're still very, very much cavemen and women as we were thousands and thousands of years ago, but the food industry has done a phenomenal job bringing everything forward. Things change all the time. And I don't think our bodies have yet evolved quickly enough to possibly, for some people, to cope with that change.
I'm so glad you said that, yeah, about the low fat and in the diet ingredients, because for years and years and years, that's been the answer, hasn't it? I'm just going to have a Diet Coke instead of Coke.
Yes.
I'll always say, just give me the full fat one if I'm going to have one. But that's awesome. Thank you so much. And what have you got coming up that you'd like to share with people in terms of how you can help them? Because you've helped me by sharing this information.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Well, the way I work with clients is if anybody wants to speak to me with regards to their own nutritional health and well-being, it doesn't matter what their problem is. I will have a 20 minute to half an hour complimentary discussion with them to talk to them through what their concerns are, what their problems are, signs and symptoms, and to see if I can give them some just little quick tips and advice. If they then want to sign up with me as a nutrition client, then that's fine. They can do that, and I can discuss during the phone call how that works. So if people want to contact me, can I give a number or an email address?
Entirely up to you. Yeah, go for it.
So my telephone number is 07783 666 022, and you can email me on infoherolifestyle@gmail.com, and my website is the 3ws.herolifestyle.co.uk.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And we'll be sharing your links as well when we share it.
Thank you. It's been lovely.
Love hearing more and more about gut health and all the different aspects actually of your life that it can affect or improve, or it's however you treat it, it's going to have that effect on you, isn't it? And so I help people at the sort of average level in terms of getting fitter and healthier and sleeping better and having better energy and better skin. But sometimes if someone has something more underlying, they need to see someone like Helen. So as a starting point, they either do a 30 days, so they've got a blank canvas, and then go and see someone like Helen, or because that's what Helen would say anyway, or actually just start off to be, like you said, if it's something a bit more hypothyroidy, then it's going to see you first. So that's fantastic.
Very often, even with people who come to see me, for example, if they want to lose some weight, I'll do a leaky gut test with them. I'll do thyroid Barnes temperature test with them, just to get some baseline measurements to see where we can start from. And very often, just by gut health alone, they can feel so much better.
Yeah, perfect. Love it. Thank you so much, and thank you for listening to this. I'm going to stop recording now and put this out there, and we'll add all our links to the post. So thank you. Thanks, Helen, for your time.
Thank you. Thanks very much.